Hello there, and welcome to the Heat Army Podcast Live. We are going to be bringing you full match commentary of Gateshead versus Oldham here at Gateshead Stadium this evening. It's a very mild night and it's perfectly set up for football. The pitch is like a proverbial carpet. My name is David Gaddis. I'm joined by Mark Carruthers. Mark, such an important game here for both sides. Oldham on a good run of form themselves can get themselves a nice cushion away from the bottom, the drop zone. If they win tonight, Gateshead can possibly get themselves out of the relegation zone.
Yeah, huge for both sides for the same reason, really, isn't it? That the main aim is to stay in this league. Two strong sides going out as well. You look, plenty of familiar names in the Oldham lineup. Obviously, you look at what they have done recently. Do seem to be improving. Made some good signings as well, players that we know in the region, in the northeast in that sense. But Gateshead as well, it looks a strong side to me, a really strong side. And yes, Saturday was a blow, maybe just one step too far with all these away days. But back on home soil and hopefully get a win tonight.
Well, he mentioned the away days, over nearly 2,500 miles in just under 2 weeks for Gateshead on the road. And as you say, maybe a game just a little bit too far on the bus for the legs. Mike Williamson said himself, he said he felt the team weren't awake for that one, just physically and mentally run down from the extensive travel. But they look refreshed. They've been going through the warm-up here this evening, and they look on their toes. And I think, as I say, you said it's a strong lineup, and there's a new signing in there as well, Callum Whelan, who arrived on loan till the end of the season from Eastleigh. Solihull even. I got the right direction down there, yeah.
I was going to leave it.
Thank you very much. That's why I've got you here, Mark. But obviously a player with vast experience, especially for the visitors as well. He played, I think this is over 60 games in the Football League with Oldham.
Yeah, as you say, it brings experience. I mean, you look at that midfield. Campbell Conte has been a revelation, has he, in recent months as well. With Greg Ollie in there, he'll try and bring that bit of creativity. So it's a nice midfield three. There's a bit of balance to it, a bit of everything in there. And it also frees Dan Ward up to get involved with the in the front three as well. Yeah. So interesting to see how that figures out.
Of course, Dan Ward does look like he's going to be starting in a more forward position. We know he can play that area well. That is because of the suspension, red card that happened to Aaron Martin down at Southend. And of course, the reason why there is a new midfielder in there is quite a few injuries. Owen Bailey is out, unfortunately, at the moment, along with a few other players, Elliot Forbes, and another suspension in Carl Magnay. So, but you said it is a strong lineup. We'll go through it now. We'll do it when the teams come back out as well. Philip Marshall in goal, Robbie Tinkler, Louis Story, Kenton Richardson, Ethan Pye make up the back four. Callum Whelan makes his debut in midfield wearing number 33. Camille Conter wearing 42. Greg Ollie the captain, and then the forward three is what we presume it's going to be, is Dan Ward, Adam Campbell and Marcus Deninga. So, and on the bench, James Montgomery, Will Harris, who that was suffering from a bug, that's why he hasn't started the last couple of games. Mike Williamson, Harrison Clark, of course, another recent signing as well, who joined us from north of the border. I think it was at Livingston that he was at, or one of his former teams. And Oliver Thompson as well is there as well. So, yeah, and for our visitors, it is Minas Norman in goal, Mark Shelton, Will Sutton, Joseph Yarney, Liam Hogan, the captain, of course, returns to Gateshead, had one season here as captain. Mark Kitchen, John Rooney, who's played against Gateshead for a number of sides in the National League, very well versed at this level. He knows how to get out of this league as well, and he knows how to get out of relegation scraps. He seems to have done it all in the National League. And of course, brother of the famous Wayne Rooney, but in non-league circles, people say John's better. I'll keep going through. Nathan Sherrin, Ellis Chapman, Alex Reid, and Joe Nuttall. On the bench was Matthew Hudson, Ben Koto, Ben Toilet, hoping on his family's listening, Mike Fondop, and Dervin Green. So two very strong sides there. Team, I'd say, apart from the result on Saturday, two teams in form, Mark.
Yeah, I mean, I look at that Oldham side, Liam Hogan, we know all about what he can do. But looking at the northeast links, you've got Mark Kitchen, who was at Hartlepool last season. On the bench, Mike Fondop had a spell there as well. You also have Joseph Yarney, who was at Newcastle until fairly recently. And Mark Shelton as well, I should say, was at Hartlepool as well, and quite a cult figure at Hartlepool. I think there was some surprise when he left So yeah, there's two sides that are strong, two sides that I think are probably better than their league position suggests, if I'm being honest. But it's going to be a tight one. I think there'll be a few nerves around tonight. We know, and Gateshead need to really start, kick-starting the league form at home. And what better way to do it than with a win over a big-name club like Oldham?
It certainly is. I was talking to our Oldham counterparts when I was setting up earlier, and they said they've had 50 players this season have been registered. Obviously, the well-known things have went off the pitch, which seen them sadly relegated through not having the greatest setup last year. But they're starting to bring in some new players, bring in some fresh legs, players that are at the who've played at this level and maybe a little bit above. So they're starting to find the feet a bit like Gateshead are, and obviously Gateshead were really injury laden early on in the season. That's what's really held Gateshead back.
Look at what's happening at Oldham is so sad, really. I mean, I remember when I first started watching Newcastle just across on the other side of the Tyne. Oldham were, regularly competing in the Premier League, or the Premier League club when the Premier League started. The team that Joe Royal had some great names in that side, Yanni Ritchies and players like that. I remember Newcastle's first season as Premier League club being down at Banbury Park in the Newcastle beating 3-1 on a Monday night, and beat them at St James's narrowly as well, I think. A great club, a big name club, and it's not that long ago since they were here in the FA Cup, of course.
It certainly was, and that was a great game. We had the pleasure of covering that one. But it's one of the famous names of English football, isn't it? If you days gone by looking on the video print and teletext for some of the older listeners that might be my Mark's age, it was one of the names that pops out, isn't it? It's one of them names that you just know.
It is, and as I say, it's a crying shame to see them where they are. I mean, a great club and one of the great old stadiums as well at Boundary as well. They shouldn't be where they are, to be honest. They're not a National League club, but then again, how many clubs in the division could we say that about at the moment? It's such a strong division, and the fact that they have come down and they are struggling speaks volumes.
It certainly does. Well, see, if you're joining us on here, this is the audio version of the commentary. It is available on National League TV streaming service as well. We'll be joining them just as the teams come out. So I'll be saying this obviously on that stream as well. That obviously I might be commentating for the TV audience, but that's because obviously you're our valuable listeners that we like to keep informed around the world and wherever you might be, or if you can't make it here for certain reasons. But we'd love you to be interactive. Simon Jeffrey sent us a message, laying in bed with my 3-year-old who's singing Don't You Know, Pump It Up. The heater staying up 3 points. A huge night playing for 3 points. Well, hopefully we can do that for him. We've got chip butty time, the dreaded plastic pitch. Ouch, we don't have a plastic pitch here. I was that back in the day, did Oldham have a plastic pitch? That's what it was. There we go. Thank you very much. Chip butty time, and we've got staying up, says Cow Daly, and Liv Walden. Of course, she's trying to get us on the TV. Well, they'll be on there soon, I would imagine. But fully interactive. We will endeavour to read out all messages and comments when there's a break in play. And it should be a fine game here this evening. And if you are just joining us on here for the first time, please give us a like and subscribe on the video. It really does go a long way. And I would like to say a massive thank you to all the people that have joined us over the last few seasons. We appreciate every listen. But remember, it's great having you listening here. But if you can get down to a game, that is what is the best thing. You'll hear the crowd here tonight. It should be a fantastic atmosphere. People are still teaming in, and it looks like there's probably about 150 on the far side to maybe 200. They're still coming in. They might be down at the schooner having a pre-match pint. But looks like a decent crowd so far, Mark.
Look at them.
Yeah.
I wish I was. I think there will be a decent crowd here tonight. Gateshead have advertised the game pretty well. We say it all the time, but I think that the football that's been played over the last couple of years here deserves bigger crowds. I've got no doubt in saying that. I think the last year and the atmosphere on the last day of the season, or the Darlington game as well, or the game against Hereford on the last day when the trophy was awarded, there was 4,000 here that day, I think.
Yeah.
And you think of the buzz that was around this place. It'd be lovely to get that week in, week out.
It certainly would. And you mentioned about the style of play. We've played nearly every team in the National League so far this season. We're into the second half. A lot of the teams that we talk to on the Heat Army podcast, the opposing fans, they all say the same thing, that we've been the best football inside that's went to their place. But unfortunately, that doesn't get you points all the time. You've got to get the ball in the back of the net, but that's starting to happen of late. But hopefully, Marcus Deninga, who's come in after we had Danny Elliott on loan, who had a great start. Deninga is a fast, powerful forward. He scored against us earlier in the season for Oldham. It'd be nice to see him get off the mark tonight.
It would, yeah. I mean, he scored against Gateshead enough, didn't he?
Yeah.
Was it 4 goals in 4 games, I think?
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a good sign. I've seen Marcus since he was at Matlock in the Northern Premier League, and he's always scored goals wherever he's been. And I think once he gets off the mark, he'll go on a bit of a run. But I'm sorry to go off piece to it here, but I'm really looking forward to seeing Camille Conter again. I think he's developed throughout the season. Yeah. He's grown into his loan spell, and he's become a key player, and what seems to be a fan's favourite as well.
Yeah, he's really he's just made himself available to the fans. He's very open and approachable, and he appreciates the support that's come. Of course, he's a Sierra Leone international, and a couple of the fans chipped together and got a Sierra Leone flag. And I think little things like that. He's a younger man. He's obviously just moved up the northeast. He's on loan from Middlesbrough, but having the fans go that little extra mile for you when you're far away from home, from your family and friends, it's paid off. And he's given everything. But it's lovely to see him develop as well.
Look, it's the one thing I think we've seen Gateshead fans do in the last sort of 10 years. When you think of people like JJ O'Donnell came up from Luton, you had obviously Scott Barrow came up from Merthyr, and they became popular. They became, probably class the Northeast as a home now.
Yeah.
So I think with Camille obviously is a bit different because he's come from Middlesbrough, but obviously via Watford as well. But he feels at home. You can see it. You can see he's all over the social media in terms of Gateshead social media.
And also, as well, we do have a link in midfield. Even though Callum Whelan was making his debut, he was involved in the youth setup at Watford along with Camille Conter. So they've got an understanding of each other. They played together for a bit. They know of each other. And as I say, hopefully that can help him settle in a little bit quicker as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think Rob Elliott was down there as well, wasn't he, when Camille was in the setup. So I think that was a big part of the deal. So it's an interesting move to get him up here, and I think we're probably looking at him being a key player between now and the end of the season. The big chance for Camille will be to go back to Middlesbrough and make an impact there, but all he can do is perform here.
Well, say we are moments away from the teams coming out. We'll be joining the National League TV streaming service, and as I say, we appreciate wherever you are tuning in from around the world. Let us know, send in your messages, and we will be reading them out. And crowd behind us is getting into good voice. It should be a fantastic game here, and a lot at stake for both sides. Oldham looking to secure themselves higher up the league, getting away from that relegation zone, and Gateshead, dare I say, might even get out of it with a result here tonight. So it's all to play for. Stay with us. You won't miss a kick. You won't miss a goal. This is where we are at, and we are really happy that you've decided to join us this evening here at Gateshead. And a special mention as well to the travelling away fans on the far side. We'll mention it in the stream as well. That they've, it's a cool time of year to come up, being a stand with no ground, being a stand with no roof. But that aside, here are the teams. Gateshead led out by Greg Ollie, and Oldham by former Gateshead skipper Liam Hogan. And this is how the teams line up this evening. Gateshead in goal, Philip Marshall wearing number 1, Robbie Tinkler number 2, Lewis Story wearing number 6, Kent Richardson 5, Ethan Pye number 3, Callum Whelan making his debut with a 33 shirt, Camille Conter 42, Greg Ollie the captain number 10, Adam Campbell number 11, Dan Ward number 12, and Marcus Deninga number 9. And this is how Oldham Athletic line up here at Gateshead International Stadium this evening. Venus Norman wearing number 19. It is Will Sutton, Joseph Yarney, Liam Hogan, and Mark Kitchener. In midfield is Mark Shelton, John Rooney, Nathan Sharon, Lewis Chapman, Alex Reid, and Joe Nuttall up front. Two strong sides, two confident sides that are playing good football at the moment. And Oldham have revenge in their sights. Gateshead have come away with a point and knocked them out the FA Trophy so far this season. This is all to play for, and Gateshead, as we mentioned before, can get out the relegation zone with 3 points tonight, and if the results go their way at the other fixtures, which we'll keep you abreast of later in the commentary. And if you want to join us on the National League TV service, you can message us as well. at Heed_Army on Twitter. Let us know where you're listening from, watching in the world, and we will do that. And it's Magnus Norman. Well, I'm saying Venus. We've got a really bad spelling. I was thinking that is a really bad name, but it's Magnus on the team sheet. It says Venus Norman, Magnus Norman. So there we go. As the team sheets put out in a hurry. But the captains are there in the centre circle, and two good captains as well, Mark. You see, you're two dedicated players to the team they play for.
Well, Liam Hogan was a real favourite here, wasn't he? You know, he led a very strong Gateshead side. A true leader in every sense of the word, and playing for his hometown club now with Oldham. I've got no doubt he'll do a good job for them as well.
Well, Oldham have won the kick-off there, shooting towards the fell, and then Gateshead towards the River Tyne, and a little bit disappointing. There isn't a minute's silence, I must admit. Former Gateshead manager Tony Lee, who passed away last week. But we're about to get underway here at Gateshead International Stadium now. It looks like we've got the wrong numbers as well on here. There's a number 15 out there. Oh no, it's number 16. Sorry, apologies, Mark Shelton standing there.
I've got your glasses.
Yeah. Well, sit back, relax, and we're about to get underway here. As Oldham pass it back to Hogan, who goes long, straight towards the left-hand side of the pitch. But there was Gateshead to win the header. Denunga holds the ball up, lays it off to Ollie. Nice footwork from Ollie, gets it back to Denunga, who's on the right-hand side. Just plays it back into midfield. Whelan gets his first touches in a Gateshead shirt. As Tinkler puts it over the top, and Campbell now in a foot race. But tell you what, he's like lightning on the far side. That right back there, number 26, Kitchener. He's rather fast, wasn't he?
Yeah, Mark Kitchen, former Hartlepool player, helped them establish themselves in the Football League, stay in the Football League. Is a good player, plenty of experience, but he'll be up for a test tonight against the face Adam Campbell.
Certainly will. It's going to be a good foot race whenever they get the ball in that channel, because Campbell's no slouch himself. As the throw comes in and goes out of play again, this time about 10 yards from the halfway line, throw into Oldham. Kitchen is going to take this. He's taking his time, but puts it in there, gets it back from Rooney. Ball over the top, gets a defence, head that away. And Pye sitting in the centre of defence now. He earlier on in the season was playing left back. Kent Richardson out there as the left wing back now.
Well, I was going to say that's one of the things we need to keep an eye out early, wasn't it, to see where each of those two would play. If Pye would go centre back, or if Richardson would. And as you say, it looks like Richardson, who scored the equaliser, of course, down Conwy Park. Looks as if he's going to be playing as a left back.
Yeah, well, as I say, you have little complaints if they switched positions. If they had been starting in either position.
Nice to have that versatility.
Yeah, Pye doing well, but now on the far side, ball comes in, and there's Philip Marshall just to grab that into his chest. Dangerous ball though, but had a little bit more pace on it. As Marshall throws it out to Richardson. There's Pye playing a high pressing game, or Oldham in the first few moments, as the ball goes right up the pitch and it's going to bounce out for a throw. Yarney was the man with the clearance there.
Yeah, there were high hopes for Yarney when he was at Newcastle. Came there at the academy from Arsenal after he was released from Arsenal, and always seemed to have a lot of talk about him, from people within the academy, but just never quite broke through.
It's fine lines, isn't it? Fine margins, and also a little bit of luck. But we'll see what he's capable of tonight as the ball goes up there. Dan Ward chests it down, tries to get out to Richardson. He did. Nice turn from Ward to keep the ball in play. Whelan plays it across there. We have quick feet. Story carries it over the halfway line, puts it out to Tinkler. Tinkler plays it down the line now. Campbell tried to play it forward for Ollie, but goes out. Good block, and it's a throw in for Gateshead on the far side.
Yeah, nice and patient there from Gateshead. Didn't look it forward, which we know they won't do. Just try to create space.
Big thank you to Max Chambers up the attic. He sent us a message there. Keep them coming in. A long throw going to be coming in here from Gateshead. Well, apparently there's a sound issue. I'm not sure if it's on the stream. It's a bit crackly. That must be the signal over to that. It's not our fault. the camera is in a different position to normal, so apologies if there is sound issues. It's very muffled and crackled. Well, we're going out as clear as we are in our headset. And if anyone could let us know on the audio stream on YouTube how we're sounding, that'd be great. Apologies for the sound issues. As I say, the camera is in a different position to where it normally would be, and can only apologise about that. But Gateshead now trying to press as Campbell chases the ball through. Norman clears it with a powerful clearance all the way up, but Gateshead not a clear, but it's went right back up, and
Offside.
Gateshead managed to clear the ball. He's definitely straying off there as Dan Ward closes down, but Oldham pick up the ball in midfield, pressing football, and seeing Rooney lost his footing, but now they're on the move forward. Plays it out. Has he got too much on it? He has, and it's a goal kick to Gateshead. And massive apologies to anyone for sound issues. It's out of our control. Camera is in a different position due to power issues for where the camera would normally be. So a massive apology to everybody on that. YouTube audio is fine. Yeah, YouTube audio is okay. So apologies about that, everybody on the stream. Technical issues beyond our control as Ward plays the ball across now to Story. Tinkler plays it down the line to Campbell. Campbell playing like a right winger at the moment as Whelan linked it up back with Pye. He said happy to exploit both sides of the pitch in the build-up as Dan Ward picks it up now. Kazi got a runner. He tries to cut inside of it himself. Gets it to Greg Ollie. If Greg Ollie looks up, he had a man on the far side, but Whelan picks out Tinkler. Now it goes out to Campbell. Can Campbell get a delivery in? So if the ball at his feet, plays it inside to Ollie. Ollie little flick. Campbell, can he finish it? Oh, good save from Norman. It isn't clear yet though. And Gateshead trying to pick up the loose ball as Campbell and Ollie have it at their feet. Heavily marked though, and they've been dispossessed. And that was an important save by Norman, but lovely build-up play from Gateshead.
Switch on.
Well, Reid under pressure from Pye. Did very well there. And now the ball is played down the line, but there's Camille Conter. Tries to keep it in, goes out for a throw.
Brilliant build-up from Gateshead. That lovely play. Looked like it was a back heel from Ollie. He just played it in perfectly. We're expecting Campbell to score there, but good save by Norman.
Well, Gateshead managed to clear the ball, but it comes back from a Yarny header. Marshall just going over now to collect the ball in his all bright pink strip. 7 minutes gone, 0-0 here. And we've seen both sides try to open each other up. Gateshead with a shot on target though. Nice ball to Ollie. Ollie plays it out to Campbell. That's lovely stuff. Can Campbell get a delivery into the box? He can. It's a grass cutter. And it's in the back of the net. I think it might have come off of Hogan. Or it might went in direct. We're not blessed with replays. But I think it's come off former Gateshead captain Liam Hogan. His head is pointing to the ground there. It was a vicious pass in. Come at speed. Legs went out and it went in the back of the net.
Again, patience from Gateshead, well worked out wide. I've got to be honest, I think Campbell's had too much time to get that cross in. I'm not sure Kitchen will be overly amused with that. It's a really low-driven cross. It's one of those where any touch is probably going to take it beyond the keeper. Brilliant stuff from Gateshead. Let's build on it.
Really is. And, Oldham, they'll not be happy with that. We spoke to someone from the Boundary Park Alert podcast. It was Matt, and he said that they were going to push us high, and they have done that. But that does leave them open to being opened up like they do on the break.
Especially when you look at the amount of pace that Gateshead have got top end as well, and Denanga to foul, and Denanga and Dan Ward and Campbell and Ollie breaking, Conter breaking as well.
Well, what a start it is for Gateshead. So we've got a free kick just inside the penalty area, the centre circle. And so it's just been put back there, a little further back. Well, Pye has the ball.
Let's carry it.
It's got Ward in support on the left-hand side. Nice touch from Ward. Nice movement from Denanga. And that was a late foul there. Well, Reid went down screaming, but he was back up on his feet very, very quickly there. Free kick to Oldham. Yarny, I think he's going to go along with this one. It's about 8 yards inside their own half. He hasn't went long, he's went short. Commentator's curse. As now goes back to Yarny. Yarny manages to control the ball, gives it to Shelton. And the ball through there, that was a dangerous one, just too much on it. Nuttall was just on the other side of it.
I think Ken needs to turn his mic off.
Yes, I think we can hear the... Yeah, we can hear the tannoy system muffling, so if that's coming across. Apologies to everybody. As the ball comes through now to Dinanga. Oh, it just skipped away from him. Yarny was just on his shoulder, though. Good defending.
Goal scorer for Gateshead has been officially accredited to an own goal by Liam Hogan.
Well, there we go. It's been confirmed. As the ball headed through by Nuttall's going to go out for a goal kick. 10 minutes gone. Gateshead 1. Oldham Athletic 0.
Yeah, as I say, a good start from Gateshead, but we've got to build on it. You know, it's I don't think ever going to be the sort of side that's going to sit in and win game 1-0. So it is going to be a case of just trying to really put Oldham under pressure, try and keep pressing forwards and try and put this defence under pressure, keep the momentum and keep the energy up, because it's been really impressive so far.
Well, Gateshead moving the ball across the pitch effectively as Pye looks for a runner. There wasn't any there, and Gateshead can try and build again as Whelan, even though he's just come into the side, he's dropping back and keeping space there. It's good from the midfield to drop deep like that, and he can carry the ball forward, plays it to Conter. Conter holds the ball up very well, gets it to Whelan. Whelan just picks out, pass back to Conter, and Richardson play back to Pye. Of course, if anyone does think I'm a little bit over commentating for being on TV, streamers do apologise, but we have got audio listeners as well. So if we seem to be talking a bit more than what you would normally expect on a TV one, we do apologise, but that's what we're doing.
What a
here.
ball,
a ball across the wall and it just skipped away. It seems a very slick surface out there tonight. They weren't watering it before the game, but we've seen a few balls just zip away for both sides.
Yeah, the surface looks as good as I've seen it for a long time. I mean, we do saying that from up here. It may well be different on the pitch, but it looks...
from this angle, it looks
decent.
It looks very lush down there as the ball goes out to play for a Gateshead throw just past the dugout. Well, Gateshead take the throw in there. Dinanga comes deep to help out. Yeah, Whelan puts it up towards the defence. Yarny's there to clear it out, but another throw to Gateshead just inside their own half. As D shows put come on Latics. Thank you very much for messaging us. Fraser's put yes, get in. And now Gateshead try and build in midfield again as the ball's going to go across. That's lovely vision, but the execution of the cross wasn't the greatest. Didn't get there. And now Whelan tries to pick it up in midfield, but the ball's picked up by Pye.
Been really impressed with Whelan so far.
Yeah, he seems to have his style of play lends to Gateshead style.
Comfortable on the ball, intelligent, sitting in front of the back four and dropping in when the centre back bursts forward.
So this is that a foul on Dinanga. Referee says no, and now they try to go forward through Nuttall. Nuttall's still driving with the ball, and the ball just rolls through to Philip Marshall. Story, which is to Tinkler. Whelan. Just wonder if Gateshead I think they have changed the tactics somewhat with the high pressing line from Oldham, because we're not seeing Tinkler get very far forward up the pitch today, which is quite unusual.
Yeah, at the moment they're not, but I think that'll maybe come as the game wears on. You are right. I mean, both fullbacks, to be fair, have sort of sat back and allowed the wingers to have space, but that may well change as the half wears on.
The throw comes in, can get to pick up the loose ball. Hogan nods it forward there. Story clears it. Dinanga's going to try and chase it down, but headed clear, but only as far as Campbell. Campbell puts a quick ball to Dinanga. It just skipped away from him, but picked up in midfield by Whelan. Got it to Tinkler. Tinkler now tries to pick out Dinanga. Just a little bit too much on it. Now comes the ball across the Ward. Can Ward bring this down? He can. Lovely touch. Needs to bring someone into play. Contact plays it back to Ward. There's space on the far side, but what Ward didn't see, there was Campbell and acres of space. But Tinkler now will use Campbell. And what can Campbell conjure up from the right? Plays it inside there. Ollie just misread the ball. And Gateshead enjoying a spell of possession here, but we know Oldham Athletic can break if they get the ball. Oh, ball nearly comes through to there, but Gateshead pick up loose ball. Campbell's still going. Can he get the shot away? Oh, just past the post. That would have been a beautiful finish. Reminiscent of some of the goals he scored last season. Oh, Gateshead enjoying a good spell of pressure here. Well, Norman is in a darker shade of pink. Clears the ball up the pitch. Gateshead pick it up in midfield. Poor ball low from Ollie it was, but Gateshead are back in possession. Tinkler across to the right-hand side of the pitch. Plays it down the line looking for Denanga, and Denanga's going to chase that down with Hogan. Hogan does well. Good. No nonsense defending from the Oldham captain there. Just poked it out.
Yeah, Tinkler not a lot on there, so you just sort of play the percentage ball, look down the line, and it's really put Hogan under pressure. There's nothing else he could do there.
Well, been impressed with Denanga's movement and hold-up play so far. He's really settled into that number 9 style of play for Gateshead. The throw is about to come in. Goes to Campbell. Goes it back to Ollie. Ollie now whips a ball in. It's going to go towards the back post. Can Campbell put it back across? He can. Keep us. Oh, he fists it clear. Hasn't completely been cleared yet, though, by Oldham. And Gateshead managed to pick up the loose ball from the clearance. Well, I thought the keeper might have just plucked that one out the air there. But easier said from up here than what it is down there. It's Conte. Gives it to Kenton Richardson. Gateshead looking to get the ball out to either flank. On the right hand side, Ollie has the ball, looking for a runner, plays it inside to Campbell.
Been excellent so far, Campbell, hasn't it?
Certainly is. And we really do need that microphone turned off on the tannoy system if anyone's listening. Very awkward buzz in our ears as the ball goes all the way through to Magnus Norman. Gives it out to Yarny. Ball over the top. It's going to go through Philip Marshall. And looks like we've got a dusting of rain coming in here from the south side of the stadium. There's a story now. Yeah. Conte didn't win the aerial battle, but the ball's going to be picked up. Oh, it isn't. That's still good stuff there from the Oldham player, number 36. His name escapes me there. I can't see it on the team sheet. There's Chapman, but Gateshead managed to clear the ball. Ollie, was he fouled there? Referee says no, he was bodged in the back, but Oldham now can try and carve something open from the left-hand side. Played inside now, Shelton, and it's been cleared by Gateshead for a throw on the far side. $18 minutes gone. Gateshead 1, Oldham Athletic 0. The Liam Hogan own goal separates the sides here. This is about 200 to 250 Oldham fans on the far side. Magnificent effort here on a Tuesday night all the way up to Gateshead. Not one of the longer trips in the National League, but you've got to respect any fans that make the effort to follow their team around the country. And Oldham fans have showed out in numbers this evening on the far side. Well, Gateshead have the ball back with Story. Story thought he was going to ping it to Ward there, but now it comes through to Ward. Ward, Denanga's offside and the flag goes up. It was a good 4 or 5 yards off there. The flag was always going to go up. Well, free kick is about to be taken. Just going to get some scores up for giving you an update very shortly. There is a few goals in the National League. We'll go through them when there's a decent break in play. But now Story gives the ball to Tinkler. Tinkler's going to play it down the line, looking for the run of Denanga. But there's Hogan. He's got time to turn and try and clear this one, but manages to get it to Shelton. But Gateshead hunting in packs here. Pressure on the back line as Hogan was fouled there by the oncoming Campbell. Barnet are winning 1-0 at home to Altrincham. Dagenham Redbridge are winning 1-0 at home to Aldershot. Dorking Wanderers have won 1-0 at home to Torquay United. And Notts County are 1-0 up at home to Southend. And guess who scored? Macaulay Langstaff. He just can't stop. 31 for the season now. As Gateshead clear the ball. Just been fouled. 20 minutes gone. 1-0 to Gateshead if you're just joining us. And a big thank you to wherever you are joining us. If you're joining us on the Heed Army podcast live stream on YouTube or Facebook, and of course on the National League TV streaming service, we'd love to hear from you. You can tweet us at Heed_Army. Let us know where you're listening or watching from in the world. It'd be fantastic. And the ball across there to Ward. Manages to go for a Gateshead throw there. There's Richardson. He's waiting for some movement. Conter shows for him. Gets it back. Conter. Ball goes out of play, and that is a. Well, that was an Oldham. That was an Oldham ball.
Certainly was. Yeah, it's come off Conter's foot, hasn't it? When he's tried to turn.
Yeah.
Oh,
there we go. It's off now. So hopefully the sound quality has improved for you. We had an awful ringing in our ears from the PA system as number 14 took the ball flush in the face there, Sharon. But they're trying to build here as Gateshead trying to close down Oldham in midfield.
I normally have a ringing in my ears, but I just call it Dave.
Yeah, it's just me. Out for a throw to Oldham. Well, we've got an open game of football here. Gateshead have had a good spell, but we know what we've seen a couple of flashes of what Oldham can do on the break.
That's a good play from Connor. It's very good.
Oh, lovely stuff from Whelan there just to turn his man. Ball up towards. It's going to come. Oh, I thought it's just going to come through there. Good defending. Headed out there. But yeah, it's been an enjoyable game from a Gateshead perspective. But Oldham are not out of this game by any stretch of the imagination.
I just think at the moment they're just lacking in the final third. That there's some nice little movement and passing in the sort of middle third, but at the top end of the pitch, they're just not. It's not quite happening for them yet.
Mapai manages to hold Reed off, but the ball forward, and Denanga's chasing it down. Can he get control of it? He can, but it bounces away, and it's going to go out for a goal kick. He feels like come off Yarny. He says handball, I believe. He's definitely remonstrating something, but it's a goal kick nonetheless.
He was the only one doing it, mind.
Yeah. Just looked like good defensive play to me from Yarny. As the ball goes up and headed on by Knuckle. Good aerial battle happening between Denanga and Hogan. As Whelan turns. Keeps the ball moving.
Do you know, I don't think he's given a ball away yet.
He hasn't. He's slotted in very well.
It's a chance here.
It's Tinkler has Campbell. Gets it back to Tinkler. Tinkler puts the delivery in. Oh, just defender managed to clear it, but Tinkler still driving forward. Can he get there? Just too much on it for him to get there. And Oldham nearly link up at the front there. It's just not happening for the forward men.
No, it's not. In they do have three good forwards as well. Can really press the Gateshead back line, but just haven't really, as yet, made an impact. But I'm sure that'll come.
Headed clear by Kenton Richardson. Ward keeps the ball moving to Conter. This is good stuff from Gateshead. But get the ball moving out to the right-hand side as Tinkler receives it now. Campbell plays it inside to Whelan. Whelan just managed to get it through. Ollie didn't expect the ball to come, but it did. And now Reed can lay it off.
Yeah, Gateshead have done well there because that was a little dangerous situation where Oldham have just nicked the ball and had a chance to break, but good pressure from Gateshead midfield.
Ball over the top now, and Reed's going to chase this down. He's got two defenders in front of him, and Lewis Story does absolutely amazing to get his body in front of the man. The ball, and they're still going.
He's still following.
They can't keep a good man down, that's what they say. So Reed, he was still going for it. We've got a message from Belford, the Labrador. But please say hi to Chris Barnes in Ashton. He's at home getting settled. He was devastated he couldn't have been there tonight. Great commentary, lads. Well, thank you very much. Hopefully you're enjoying the game.
As approved by Ryan Reynolds, of course.
Yes, Ryan Reynolds likes this commentary service. Followed us both, didn't he? Although I'm still devastated how you got John Cena on the back of it. I don't know.
Yeah, again, I keep saying it midway through the half now. Gateshead have started another great ball.
Oh, lovely stuff to Ward. Oh, it just skipped away from his foot there.
Do you know, I think Dan Ward's looking at his next move rather than his first touch there. He's seen the overlap from Richardson. He's tried to think what he's going to do, but without getting that first touch in.
Well, some people having trouble logging into the live stream. Saying there, hopefully you can refresh and try again if you've paid for it. There's a driving run from Sutton, but he tried to beat one too many men. Pye gives it to Richardson. We're starting to see a bit more pressure from the midfield and forward line here at Oldham. Marshall. A quiet evening so far, apart from that early cross, really. Tries to pick out Ward. Can Ward control this one? I think it's already went out. It's a throw into Oldham Athletic here on our left-hand side. From our commentary position, that is. The camera is normally behind us, so it would have been on the right-hand side of the screen.
I think, again, with Marshall, there has to be a little bit of patience with him this season.
Oh, nice takedown by Campbell. Keeps the ball moving out to Robbie Tinkler. Tinkler plays inside to Whelan. Whelan under pressure. Does well, though. Can he pick out a grey shirt? He has. He's got there. Pye lays it off to Tinkler. Tinkler to Campbell. Campbell, a first-time ball. He's onside. Denanga, can he finish it? Can he get there? Goalkeeper gets there. Brave goalkeeper. He got there just to do enough. And the keeper takes a whack for his troubles. But, wow, that was a fantastic ball through. But keeper read it straight away.
It's a great run from Denanga as well, by the way.
Oh, well, Denanga's got the ball now. Tries to lay it off to Ollie. And Oldham can clear the ball. But Gateshead midfielder find a lot of success spreading that ball through to the forward line. There's Ollie now. Has space to run into. Just sitting very deep, the Oldham midfield. They're practically on top of the back four there. It's giving Gateshead a lot of time on the ball. Whelan plays it across to Story. Story back across to Richardson. And it's just forcing Oldham further back into their own half. There's Pye. It's time just to give it back, and we're not seeing the hunting impacts. As I say, that Reed does the pressure there. Now they push it out, but they're not doing it in midfield, are they, at all?
No, it's not quite happened. Yeah, Gateshead just look comfortable at the moment. There's a chance here as well if the ball's right.
Just hesitate with his run, but Gateshead still managed to bring the ball forward through. Ollie gets it out to Campbell. Can Campbell open up as he plays it inside there? Tinkler just couldn't get to it. Now it goes for a throw on the far side. And it just, from an Oldham point of view, their midfield is doing them no favours sitting that deep when Gateshead run at them.
No, and they're leaving space for the likes of Campbell. I mean, he's getting the ball out wide. Ward's had it as well, and they're not being pressed. And I think that'll be something they want to improve on during the second half, or well, in the last 15 minutes of the first half as well.
28 minutes gone here. George just joined us. Gateshead 1. Oldham 0 as the ball fortunately falls to Denanga. Can he pull the trigger? He's on the edge of the box. Goes for the shot and hits into the wall, but manages to get it to Conter. Conter lays it off to Ward. Can he pull it back across? He can. Oh, and there's nobody there sliding in. Behind it goes for a goal kick.
But idea's right, but I think just needs to get his head up before he crosses it there. Dan Ward, there's no one really attacking that 6-yard box. I think it was
need to be pulled back towards the penalty spot. Really.
Yeah, Campbell sort of pulled off towards the penalty spot, and I think he was the ball. But positive signs again from Gateshead, but it's a lack of pressure.
Yeah, but once again, it's just that the midfield is doing the defence no favours. They've got nowhere to clear it apart from Long, and when Gateshead's on top of them, it closes that down. Well, as Reed manages to get the ball to Nuttall, but Nuttall has got himself out on the wing, plays it off Conter, and it comes off Nuttall, and it's just the story of his night so far. Nothing's come off, has it?
No, it's a frustrating one, that, because he's done pretty well to hold off the challenge, and then ball's just come off on the way out.
The noticeable thing was there was no one making move of support from to distribute the ball.
No, that's a good point.
Ball Conte nods it on, but it's going to bounce out for a throw just in front of David Unsworth. Quickly back in play. Yarny. That was a poor ball. Gateshead's going to capitalise on it as now Campbell drives towards the edge of the box. Can he get a shot off? Oh, good save. It's going to come back to a Gateshead shirt. And Oldham, really the makers of their own downfall there.
Well, very nearly, yeah. It's a good save again. It's you look there, Campbell, when he gets in that area, you think he's just going to go on and score.
It's a corner there as well. They're really at 6s and 7s, this Oldham team at the moment. But the ball across wasn't that bad from Yarny. I just don't think Hogan was watching.
I think there's a bit of sort of caught between two things there. It's, do you give it to... Come on, man, here, Dave. What's going on?
Kitchen.
Do you give it to Hogan or do you give it to Kitchen? He's sort of put it in halfway house.
Yeah.
Neither of them communicate, which is a surprise because it's two experienced players. It just hasn't quite come off. But Gateshead really need to capitalise here and get a second.
Well, Captain Ollie has the ball down for the corner. In comes the delivery. Ball's been headed clear, but it's going to fall to Conte, who puts it back out to Ollie. Great stuff. Can he get space to get across in as he beats his man on the far side? Good defending. I thought he was just going to get past him.
He's done very well.
Yeah, it was John Rooney. Absolute terrier in midfield. As Gateshead do well to get the ball back. Conte does fantastic. Gets it out to Ollie. Ollie looks. Can he play it through to a runner? It's going to fall to Whelan. Oh, always rising. Would have to have been an audacious one from there to go in.
Positive signs again. Really impressive Campbell Conte there. He's done brilliantly, winning through 2 challenges. Really showing his strength, which is a real plus. As you say, really ambitious, wasn't it? Let's be honest. He's probably not going to score from there unless it is a world-class strike.
Yeah, but, he didn't get over it at all to get the connection he might have wanted. The Latics phone in have put no midfield and no idea. There's a comment that's come in to us. Thank you very much for tweeting us.
That's a good ball.
Ball comes across though now. What can they do? Will Sutton controls it, carries it forward.
It's a deep.
Well, I think Sutton's going to get it back here. Can he get a delivery in? Reid was screaming for a delivery to come in. Now Sutton on the edge of the box. He's just ran into a Gateshead play. Still got it, but now the delivery can come. But it's went back deep. Now it's going into the centre. Threaded through. Can the shot come off? And it's deflected, and it's going to be kept in by Marshall. And the movement isn't great and the communication hasn't been good from Oldham up front. It's
what I'd say there, Gateshead had defended the edge of the box very well. There was no space in behind. They've kind of compressed that space between the defence and midfield, so there's no space for the midfield to pass into in the edge of the box. They've had to take a shot from distance, and Gateshead have done well there.
Yeah, I thought Chapman might have put the cross into the box though when he got the ball on the right wing there before. No, I thought that was
They had loaded the box, hadn't they? But opted against it.
I'd be slightly frustrated if I was Reid on Nuttall and I'm up there and no delivery coming in.
Yeah, Alex Reid as well, looking for space and around the edge of the area. Just didn't happen.
Well, ball goes out to play for another throw into Gateshead this one, but
I will say it again, Gateshead really do need a second goal when they are,
they need to capitalise on this pressure. Because at the moment, you would imagine David Unsworth will be happy to get them in at half time and get them refocused and maybe put some fresh ideas in there. Because to be honest, the midfield is just not helping the defence.
Give me another Greg Ollie long throw.
Yeah, over he goes. Well, Dom has put Liam Hogan's going to gift you another goal at this rate. As the ball comes over, nodded clear, only still up in the box, so now it's been hooked clear, but only as far as Tinkler, who puts it back up towards the box. Yarny heads it clear. Tinkler's going to pick it up again and just turns his man to get the control he wanted. And at the moment, Gateshead just playing it safe and passing it back, as Reid was the only man pushing up there. Got the ball over the top. Can Campbell get there? He can. Puts it across, and there was Hogan just to poke it away, and just did it. Anywhere will do at the minute for the Oldham defence there. There's number 26 that put it out. And Kylie Christina says it's on. You can watch it on BBC. No, you can't. Fancy spamming our thing on someone else's commentary. The cheek of it. Well, Ollie stands with the ball. He's about halfway inside the Oldham half on the far side. Can he launch this into the box? Takes a run up from the running track. In it comes. Oh, Story tried to nod it on, but it's going to fall to Tinkler. Tinkler lifts it over. Lovely bit of vision to Ollie. Ollie puts it into Nanga. Oh, great save. Norman down to his left-hand side, pushes it away. But Denanga, he got up unchallenged there.
He did. What a ball out wide, by the way. Greg Ollie, good first touch, perfect cross. And it's a difficult one for Denanga because he's sort of arcing away from goal, but he's done well to get the power on it. But it's a really good save down by his near post by Norman.
It's three important saves he's made now. Ollie, the captain, stands over the ball once again. In comes the delivery. It's lofted in there. A lot of movement there. Story had an open, getting net to put it into. The keeper was planted, and he's put it 10 yards wide and high. Oh, you don't get many good opportunities like that.
Yeah, no one will need to tell Lewis Story that he should have scored there, at least, very least, hit the target. It's a lovely ball in again, but just didn't quite happen.
Yeah. Well, some disgruntled Oldham fans have been messaging in as ball nodded forward, and Alex Reid couldn't get there. Pie, calm as you like, gives it back to Marshall. He's under pressure, and what a clearance that is. And now Ward can chase down Yarney with Deninga. Deninga's there. Yarney under pressure. He holds him off, does well. And good work.
Great pressure.
Hunting impacts Gateshead.
I will give Joseph Yarney some credit. He's done well, you know.
It was a nasty bounce the way it come to him over him, and he held off Denanga, who was in full stride. Well, ball bounces out, and is that it? It is. It's Gateshead throw just in front of the Oldham Athletic dugout. Once again, thank you to everyone that has joined us this evening here, whether you're on the National League streaming TV service or on the Heed Army stream. It's an absolute pleasure you've joined us tonight. As Whelan does well. Was he pushed there? No, he's been dispossessed, but he's got there to close down Reid, and now Oldham can try and break down the right-hand side, but once again, Chapman just cuts back on himself.
Again, I think that's down to Gateshead pressure. You know, Gateshead have got themselves into a dangerous situation there, but they've got themselves organised, and they look as if they're just making life difficult for Oldham at the moment.
Yeah. Sutton to Sharon, now it's hit forward.
This is good.
Chapman has Sutton in support if he needs him. He does, and can he get a delivery into the box? He can. Brought down well, and Reid did everything well until the finish. He was on the stretch there as he went to hit it, and see, you can't discount Oldham on the break.
The one thing I would say, that was an absolutely outstanding first touch, and if the second touch matches the first one, he probably scores. But yeah, as a warning sign for Gateshead, you know, they've had the majority of the game in this first half. But
Luke26 on Twitter, I'm not that daft. I know what you're trying to do. Good try. Well, we've got some messages we'll read out later on. But throw into Gateshead on the far side, and into the 38th minute we are here. Gateshead enjoying their football at the moment, but a second goal would settle some nerves from Gateshead, because as we've seen there, all it takes is a good cross into the box, and when you've got someone like Reid as comes across to Ward. Ward now controls it. Conta's there on the inside for support, but he goes down the line to Richardson. Richardson, a nice turn. Can he get a delivery in? And plays the ball off the...
Louis Story's hit 3 or 4 unbelievable crossfield passes tonight, by the way.
Certainly has.
And it's really opened up Gateshead. What was good there was Ward's come in to create space for Richardson in the overlap, and for Ward on the overlap as well. And Story's finding them with every ball.
Well, Ollie comes across to this side of the pitch now to try and launch this one in. Campbell comes across to this side as well for support. Sitting very deep to receive this one. In it comes. Gateshead managed to get a head on it, but it just falls to a green shirt. There's Tinkler and Reed do battle up the top. And there's Pye just to help. He plays it all the way back to Marshall, who's going to be under pressure straight away. Clears the ball out of touch.
He's done all right.
Someone said they're listening for Mickey's beautiful voice. He isn't on the commentary, sadly. It's nice to know that they're enjoying ours. Well, Gateshead got the ball back in play. Tinkler receives it back from Whelan, all the way back to Philip Marshall. Now Pye has space to run into. Carries the ball forward across the Story. Story looks for the crossfield ball. Here it comes across. So I just thought Ollie was going to get off the ground to win that header, but he didn't. And Oldham can try and build now. There's contact. Oh, lovely little bit of footwork there to keep the ball moving. Tinkler to Richardson. It'd be interesting to know on the stats how many interceptions Camille Conter's made so far in this game.
Yeah, he's been really busy, hasn't he, in midfield? And just looks as if he's growing confidence with every game.
Well, Gateshead just happy to pass the ball around the back as now Marshall goes long looking for the run of Campbell, and Campbell's going to chase that down, but way too much on it, and out it goes for a goal kick to Oldham. To Magnus Norman, not Meanus as it says on the team sheet.
You just kind of you worry a little bit for Gateshead that they haven't managed to go and get a second goal. They haven't really capitalised fully on it. Yes, they've got that early lead, but they're not quite there in terms of the game. I mean, look what happened at Oldham, in a similar situation here.
Lovely stuff from Dan Ward. Gets Deninga involved there. Can he hold it up? Too many players around him, and now this is where Gateshead have to stay switched on as the ball goes out on the far side there. Now
in the middle.
There's Kitchen. Tries to cross it in, blocked by Gateshead, and now Gateshead need to clear the lines. They're under pressure. This is what we've seen in the early stages of the first half, was a high pressing line. Lovely stuff from Whelan, but Gateshead still with the ball in their own half. As now Story clears the ball up towards Denanga, beaten in the air by, I thought that was just going to fall to Greg Ollie there, but Oldham managed to clear up and pass it all the way back to Norman, who is up into midfield. Tinkler wins the header. Denanga's going to try and chase that down, but the ball just skips away all the way through to Norman in the Oldham goal.
Been really impressed with everyone in Gateshead's midfield. I think Ollie, he's been Greg Ollie. He's got the ball. He's been busy in there. He's been trying to play the right passes. You look at Conter, as I say, his work rate's been phenomenal. He looks strong. He looks physical, and Whelan's just used his experience and really sort of being the intelligent one in midfield, where he sat in front of the back four, filled in when he's had to. He's got forward. He's made the right passes.
Yeah, he's definitely showed the intelligence part of his game. He's distributed it and closed down and moved position. As now Ward gets the ball, plays it back to Kenton Richardson. Conter back to Pye. Into the 43rd minute here. Gateshead comfortable in possession at the moment. Now comes the ball up for Ward. Can Ward get there? Couldn't control it. As the ball flicked through, nearly nice link of play between Nuttall and Reed. As the ball's played back to Marshall. To just his feet, clears the ball well. And it's a powerful kick. And now Hogan, under pressure from two Gateshead players, plays it back to Norman.
Well done.
Another good goal kick. Good skills from the goalkeepers at both ends. As we see the board going up or getting picked up, should I say. Let us know how much is added on. It can only be a minute. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be 1 minute added on here. On that side of things, it's been a very good game of football. It's been flowing. It hasn't been stopped much. It's been end to end. Marshall. A really long kick up towards Denanga, and he got there and Gateshead in possession. Ollie on the edge of the box, goes for a shot, deflection, It's going to fall back to Campbell. Campbell now plays it across to Richardson. Ward tries to cut in, just skips away from Conter, and now they're going to try and break, but there's Kent Richardson to disrupt the play. But now they can break on the left-hand side as the stride forward. Reed comes across to get the ball. And
Great work, Grace.
good to close down the angles. Oldham having to pass the ball backwards. Now Yarney inside his own half. Crosses the halfway line. It's got Sutton here who receives the ball on the right-hand side. Back to Yarney. Yarney now looking to get the ball forward. Goes for a crossfield cross there. Nearly did well, but the ball goes through. And Philip Marshall quickly off his line there to clutch the ball at Reed's feet. Reed's not having a good evening tonight, is he?
I think I could be wrong. I think Marshall just tapped him there as he went past. Just clipped him on the foot.
Gamesmanship. Who does it? Well, we're into the final minute here. 20 seconds left of the first half. Ball headed clear by Oldham. Picked up in the gated defence by Story, who gives it the Peter Kay right up in the air. Dinanga and Yarney having a good tussle there. Ball's going to fall to a Gateshead shirt, and Kent Richardson drives forward with it here on the left-hand side of the box. Gives it inside to Ollie. Ollie quickly closed down, but there's Conter. Conter inside there now. Conter there. It just skipped past. Oh, and that's a bad foul there on Ollie. Nuttall come in late, side on to Ollie's right leg. Ollie's down, and that was a late one.
I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm not sure if he slipped as he's gone to make the challenge.
I don't believe it was done with malice. I think it's just the ball was moved that quick.
But what I would say is if Greg Ollie's foot's planted there, then he could be in trouble.
Yeah, it does seem to be holding his knee. I'm hoping.
I don't think it's a red.
I don't think it's a red. It's clumsy. It's late. It's a yellow.
I think I think he slipped possibly as he's come in. Maybe an orange, somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. He's got the yellow card out there. The referee's giving him a talking to. It was late. And Gateshead have a free kick in a dangerous position, but the man who you'd like to take it is down at the moment.
Well, as you said earlier, we haven't got the benefit of replays, but my first instinct was that it was a slip. And he's kind of gone in for the challenge and slipped, and that's why he's maybe got that much momentum. Greg is up, by the way.
Yeah, he's up on his feet. Gateshead were moving the ball very quickly, and it was just a clumsy late tackle, wasn't it? As you say, there could have been a slip involved there. Camille Conter's over there, but I don't think Ollie's going to...
Well, I was going to say, if there's one way to really punish them for it, it is Greg Ollie putting in the top bin.
Well, we're into that final minute. This will be the last action of the first half, I believe. Every Oldham player back to defend this inside their own box here. If the ball's cleared, it's only going to fall to a grey shirt. Greg Ollie takes a few steps back. Do you know what? I think this might actually get rolled across to Conter. No, I thought it was. Goes round and round the wall, but didn't have the height. Bounced. Keeper has it there, and that is the half-time whistle. It's 1-0 here at the moment to Gateshead. A Liam Hogan own goal early on, but at the moment, Gateshead, you would have to say, has been the team that's been on top this first half.
Yeah, they've been by far the better side. The warning now is that they've got to come out second half and match those levels, do everything they've done in the first half, and try and get another goal. I think it's been controlled at times. They haven't really looked threatened by Oldham, but I think Oldham will improve. I think Unsworth will have words at half-time. There's enough quality in this side, enough experience to know that they haven't been good enough first half, to know that they have to be better after half-time. This job isn't done yet for Gateshead.
It certainly isn't. Well, as I say, we're going to have a half-time coffee, and hopefully you can as well. We'll be back in about 15 minutes. On the audio stream, we're going to play out an interview on the Heat Army podcast. This is what it's normally like on a Thursday. It is got a new time, 8 p.m. It is going to be from now on a Thursday. We'll hopefully speaking to some Maidstone fans this coming weekend. This coming Thursday, should I say, for the trip to Maidstone. But we'll be back after this.
let's give the podcast one more share. We're joined by our guest, Paul. How are you doing, Paul?
Evening, chaps. You all right?
Yeah, fantastic. Can you hear us all right?
Yeah, all good. Yeah.
Oh, good. You always fear when we have a guest come on. Sometimes the link isn't the greatest, but
Hey, it's nice to see a fella Baldy come out. Look at that. Get in. You're like me. You got more hair on your chin and on your head.
They say I should turn my head upside down.
Yeah.
I've been told that a few times, to be fair, Paul.
You've been told to have your head a shake, Mickey. Paul, obviously we've got the game coming up on Saturday. How's the season started for yourselves?
Unbelievably well, as you sort of alluded to just a few moments ago. Way beyond the expectation, I think, of any Wealdstone fan, especially after seeing pre-season. It was slightly underwhelming. There was, you always get the trialists, and we're never sure who the management team are going to sign on. We lost the 2 or 3 more influential players from last season, where we finished 16th. So unbelievable. 3 wins out of 4. The 3 wins that we have actually got are probably against the 3 stronger teams on paper, having lost to Eastleigh. So listen, we're not silly. We're only a sort of 1 defeat away from possibly a bad run, that sort of thing. But we'll take it. 3 out of 4 and sort of second in the league at this time is unbelievable.
It's not a bad way to start.
You haven't got your championship bunting up already.
No. Listen, we're very realistic. We punch above our weight. We have done for this our 3rd season now in the National League, and we survived the first 2. Did very well last season. No, it's 9 points towards safety. I think more than 9 points towards getting in the playoffs in League 2.
Yeah, I think we're probably the same. Just want to get as many points on the board as possible.
Yeah,
without a doubt. I think when you look at Wealdstone and what may hinder them going forward is the strength and depth in the squad. So if we can pick up as many points as we can whilst we're playing well, and the team are obviously doing very well, you hope you might pick up a few loan deals off the back of that, and let other players want to come and join if we're looking to sign others. So I think strength in depth is going to be probably something that will go against us. So by getting these points on the board is really going to help sort of getting into those stickier, colder, more difficult months, in and around and after Christmas. Definitely,
it's always the thing, isn't it? You don't want to get into a bad run of form when it's bad weather and travelling and horrible dark nights. It's never the greatest. But are Wealdstone full time, or are you one of the few part time outfits?
No, we have 1 full time employee at the football club, who is a chap that runs the club on a day-to-day basis on the non-footballing side.
Yeah.
The whole footballing operation is part-time. Our manager, Stuart Maynard, is actually a BT engineer, and he doesn't work on a Tuesday because he commits his time to Wealdstone on a Tuesday, and they train on traditionally as they used to non-league on a Tuesday and Thursday. I think the strength and conditioning coach, Rachel, she looks after them on a Monday sort of via a Zoom meeting and that sort of thing. So I mean, listen, they're doing extremely well. Gone are the days where you are, as Oldham fans suggested, they're plasterers and plumbers and farmers, but
I think everyone knows about nutrition and fitness now.
Yeah.
It's in general day-to-day life, let alone athletes, and most of these players have been at bigger clubs, haven't they, or been involved at some point, so they look after themselves.
And these lads are footballers. They just happen. I think the biggest thing that we don't get as a football team, as a squad, I guess, is the contact time with the management. Not doing 4 or 5 hours a day on the training field. They're doing 4 or 5 hours a week. But they're all. I think we've probably got 2 or 3 that maybe have other jobs, but I think mainly football is their main focus. So we're lucky in that sense. And I guess us and maybe Dorking. I know you mentioned Dorking moments ago, and Maidenhead could be either they try and cherry pick the best part-time footballers that the country can offer, and we certainly got some in Jack Cook and Max Kretschmar come in and done extremely well.
Yeah, it's always a challenge. I mean, obviously we're still full-time, which I didn't expect when we got demoted, but not by our own doing, of course. But it's one of them leagues where you do notice it is harder to compete against the full-time sides, isn't it?
Oh yeah, without that. And the thing was, when we came into it 3 seasons ago, we didn't have the setup we even have now, and it's those small steps to on National League safety and National League status. 3 seasons ago, I mean, we were recruiting lads from the Ryman's Premier Division, some National League South teams. Now we're able to recruit National League standard players, those lads that have experience of the league. And I think that's where the biggest difference has come in the last 3 years, is the recruitment. Because we've stayed in the league, because we play the type of football and brand of football we do, everything has helped come, be better.
Mm-hmm. Well, just on that, we've got a question. Paul, what are the Wellstone tactics for coming to the game? I don't know if you want to skip all that away, but do you hold the midfield, or do you press up front straight away? What kind of football do Wellstone play?
No, Wellstone very much play a possession-based game. They play out of the back. They get caught a few times. Teams that do press easily, I think, very much were one that put the press on, whereas these bigger sort of ex-league teams and the bigger teams tend to sort of sit off, and we can play through the lines that little bit. But we certainly do play very, very good possession-based football. We try and get on the front foot, try and load on the wings and out wide, and sometimes outgun teams. We're not particularly big, we're not particularly aggressive. And there's a lot of people sort of say the National League, you need 6 foot giant. You wait till you play Woking. They're about I think the average height is about 6'2", right? So we haven't got that. We got a few bigger lads, but we're quick, small, young, and have a desire to want to sort of get forward and play attacking football.
Well, I think it sounds exactly like the conversation we had last week. Very similar to what the way Gateshead play, yeah. So
I think it's probably very much the same. Very much the same. I think that's how we won the National League South a few years ago. That's how Dorking have gone up. So we've got our management team in Stewie and Matt. They've stuck to their principles over the last 1.5-2 years they've been in charge. I don't think they'll ever change. The benefit of that is it's almost like a little bit like academy football. So we've had good experience with loaning academy lads who've come in, and it's done them the world of good. A few of them are playing in the EFL Cup tonight who were with us last year, because we play a good brand of football, and these non sort of lower league EFL teams want their youngsters to come and play with us. So you should see an attractive game with Wildstone. It can sometimes be frustrating and boring because they keep the ball that little bit too much if the fans are being honest at times, but it works. On the whole, it works. And clearly 9 out of 12 points, it's showing that it's working.
Certainly is.
Well, you join us back here at Gateshead International Stadium. It is half-time here. Gateshead have a 1-0 lead over Oldham Athletic through a Liam Hogan own goal. Just a little bit of housekeeping. If you could like and subscribe, it would be absolutely fantastic. Help us spread the word about Gateshead. And I say a massive thank you to all people that have messaged into us. Some of them we cannot read out. Some people are trying to take the mic. But no, thank you very much to everyone from Oldham that has listened in. We appreciate it. We know there is another commentary service available tonight. But the fact that you've joined us means a lot. It really does. We're honoured to be able to bring you this commentary. Just looking around, we do have a podcast this Thursday coming up. It will be on our Facebook page and on YouTube here, this channel that you're on now. The stream will probably be going up tomorrow, the advertisement for it. And we'll be previewing the Maidstone game, which will be another massive game for Gateshead on the road to relegation rivals. Should I say, we'll be hopefully talking to someone from Maidstone and also recapping this game as well. So if you'd like to join us and have your say, even Oldham fans, we'd love to hear from you as well. And we'd say have a little chat about what happens here tonight. But still a lot of football to be played. 45 minutes, anything can happen. It is 1-0 at the moment. But Mark, we've just been having a little look forward at the fixtures, and it's quite the running for Gateshead. They've got all the big boys, as it were, out the way, more or less.
Yeah, but I think we know at this level, in this league, you can't really take anything for granted, can you, Dave? It looks a good running, when you look at league positions, but make no bones about it, those clubs that'll be on the other end of it.
Yeah,
they'll be looking at trips to Gateshead or home games against Gateshead as an opportunity as well. That's the symptomatic of where Gateshead are on the table. They'll be seen as a a chance to pick up points. But being positive, Gates are in a good run of form. Take away Saturday at Southend, which I think, as I said earlier, was just a step too far. We've seen a good performance here tonight. They do need to capitalise on it. They need to, and I keep saying it, they need to go and get that second goal and hopefully take themselves out of sight. But the warning signs were in what happened last week, weren't they? And the shoe was on the other foot, wasn't it?
It certainly was. And Oldham will want to come out of the traps pretty quick here in the second half. Just before Gateshead come out, Oldham are back out on the pitch. I'll go through some of the scores in the National League. It's Barnet 2, Altrincham 1, Chesterfield 0, Wheelstone 1, Dagenham Redbridge 1, Aldershot 0, Dorking 1, Torquay 1, Halifax 0, Solihull Moors 1. It's Gateshead 1, Oldham 0 here, of course. Maidenhead 1, Yeovil 0, Maidstone 0, Eastleigh 1. Notts County have doubled their lead through a Sam Austin goal away at home to Southend. Woking 2, Bromley 1. Wrexham are winning 1-0 at home to Scunthorpe, and it is 1-1 down at the Community Stadium in York between York and Boreham Wood. So we're still waiting for Gateshead to come back out. Oldham are back out on the pitch here a little bit early, but
that normally suggests one thing:
the hair dryer treatment.
Yes.
So we'll let you know if any of the hairstyles have changed through the hot breath of David Unsworth. But as I say, we'll just have to see exactly how they come out in the second half. They're going to have to change up their game plan, Mark, to get something out of this game, because if they do the same as what they've done before, the forward line's playing on scraps, hoping for a lucky break or a mistake by the defence.
Dave, I think you made the point first half. It's the midfield that they're lacking in midfield. They're lacking an effective performance in midfield, I should say. There is good players in there. There is quality in there, but it just isn't happening at the moment for them. I do think they'll improve second half, mainly because they absolutely have to improve in the second half. But at the moment, this game's there for Gateshead to go on and win. But when you look at what's in the Oldham side, the experience in there, the players that played at a high level, they need more from them. They need more from the likes of your Hogans and your Rooneys and Reeds and Nuttles and players like that. They need to really get something going early second half and get some momentum.
I certainly do. Well, we've had lots of messages coming in. Thank you very much, everybody. Pablo Luntenes has put thank you for sharing the commentary. Great work. Stuck at work. And also we've got, this is a nice steal of approval. Cow Daly has put the gold standard in commentary. The commentary teams in the league. Well, that's very good.
It's been a while since I've been gold standard in anything.
It certainly has. Well, hopefully...
Thanks very much, though.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why you're agreeing with it, though, as well, Mark.
So modest.
Yeah. Ball went out to play for Gateshead here on the right-hand side. Halfway inside the Oldham half. Robbie Tinkler stands with the ball aloft, gives it to Campbell, who goes for a looping ball over the top. Rooney launches it away, but it goes more up in height than it does distance. But there's Whelan, picks out Ward.
Lovely.
Nice touch to get it to Campbell. Then Ollie in turn. Ollie, was he fouled? Referee says yes. Good opportunity to whip the ball in the box here from the right-hand side of the box. It's closer to the touchline than the box. Of course, Gateshead missing a couple of players through injury and suspension. Carl Magny, who just took his seat in the stands, will be back available for selection at the weekend. And Aaron Martin, of course, is suspended as well following his red card on Saturday. And we have Owen Bailey and Elliot Forbes out injured as well. But at the moment, Gateshead are about to have this free kick in here. There's going to be a lot of movement towards the penalty area. And it comes. It's a dangerous one. Hogan had to head it backwards. Hasn't been cleared yet fully by Oldham. Was a corner on the far side. Referee says no, it's a goal kick. And it was a little bit scrappy over there. But good delivery nonetheless. Wow. Got a message from Michelle Harris. Poor half. Gateshead should be 3-0 up. Get Big Mike on. There's now on the far side. Trying to be crossed in. They've got a throw in for the Troubles over there. It was Alice Chapman with the ball at his feet, but now the throw is going to come. not many players in the box there for Oldham, even if they got the ball in there. There's a free kick to Gateshead. As Dan Ward was brought down on the far side, looked a little bit weak from our position, that one there.
Did you see the footage on Saturday of Mike Williamson getting told off by the referee?
I did. That was quite funny, yeah.
He's just been doing the same thing. That's why I said it, yeah.
Yeah, obviously he's on the bench, Mike Williamson, so he's warming up down the lane, and the officials were trying to get him to go back
into his technical area.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Well, free kick about to be taken now by Pai. Up it goes towards Dinanga. Hogan can clear it. Whelan nods it back up towards the defence, and Dinanga didn't get the header, and now they can be cleared in turn. It's going along this time, and Nuttall chasing the ball down. Pai clears the ball. Whelan nods it on to Ollie. Ollie brings it down in the centre circle. Needs some support, but tries to play through the centre. Gets the ball back. Fortunately, does the second time again. Wins the ball on the third occasion. Brilliant. And Ollie leading in the middle as he gets the ball out there to Dan Ward, who's under pressure from Sutton. Sutton played down the line there. Whelan. It's great stuff from Ollie, the captain there. Good tackles to win the ball back, but Whelan now gives it to Kent Richardson. Whelan quickly under pressure though, gives it back to Richardson. Whelan in the centre, can he pick out a grey shirt, puts it over the top. Dinanga, he's onside, but the ball is on the far side of the box, lays it off to Ward, gives it to him a little bit too hard there, and Ward's touch let him down, but the clearance falls back to Gateshead as Richardson lays it to Whelan. Whelan inside to Conter. Conter, if he looks up, he's got Campbell and Akers of space. Nice bit of footwork, picks out Ward on the edge of the box. Can Ward get the shot off? Goes for a curling one. Just didn't dip in time, but good options there from Conter. He had Campbell and Akers of space, but found Ward in just as much.
Yeah, good football. I think the ball may have been outright, if I'm honest, but opted to go another way. Good turn inside from Dan, and obviously we saw him. What game was it here that we did together, the recent one? When he killed that one in far post, was it York?
I think it was York, yes.
Similar one to that.
And he's very capable of doing that. Well, ball goes out of play for a throw into Oldham.
I'm just still quite surprised that Gateshead's wide men are getting as much time as they are on the ball. I think, if I was Oldham's fullbacks, you kind of want them to go and press the ball a bit quicker.
It's Gateshead management team thus far. They've done their homework on how they do it. So we've mentioned that Robbie Tinkler hasn't got far forward, and that, looked like Conter was run into there, but it's a free kick to Oldham. It's a dangerous opportunity for them to get the ball into the box here. If they can get a good delivery in, you've got some big men. Hogan's coming up. Of course, they've already got Nuttall and Reed to aim for. Yarney's up there as well. Into the 51st minute, still 1-0 to Gateshead here, but they have to defend this set piece. Free kick about 30 yards out.
Yeah, dangerous one this. You look at there's plenty of height back post there.
We await the delivery from Rooney, I think it is, that stands over the ball. In it comes, and it's gone right across there. Way too much on it.
That's such a good ball in, though.
It was.
Just not anticipating.
I was expecting Hogan just to peel away a little bit quicker there. But from a Gateshead perspective, we'll take that. Much travelled John Rooney, not just in England, he played in America as well. After his initial first bit of football at Macclesfield.
I was going to say, I thought he was offside there.
Yeah.
Ball's on again, Over the far side there. Dan Ward's got so much space.
Marshall clears the ball up, looking for the run of Campbell, but Hogan's there to head it away. Tinkler picks it up, puts it back up there. There's Hogan again to clear it over the top, and that's going to bounce all the way through to Marshall.
And I say this fully aware of my own vertical challengedness. Not exactly hitting the big man, hitting Adam Campbell,
Not really, no. It seems like the weaker option, so to speak, for the size of his opponent. But Hogan wins another header. This time he got to stoop down to kick it, and a long shot from Rooney. And that smacks of desperation there. He apologises to his teammates. That's a waste. So once again, we did mention it earlier on, fantastic away support from Oldham on the far side there.
Well, you think what the club's been through, and hopefully better times are ahead, and they can build some momentum, because a club this size shouldn't be at this level.
Marshall's kick nodded forward by Kenton Richardson. Gateshead trying to close it down, but nodded away by the Oldham defence. Rooney manages to chest it to a player, and the ball just skips away from Story, and Reed capitalises, brings it across here, and put out a play for a corner there by Pye. And first sign of a slip up from the back there.
Just switched off, I think. But that's the thing. When you've got a single goal lead, you've got to be perfect in everything you do near enough.
It isn't a corner to throw in. Apologies. From our angle, it looked like it went behind. As now twist and turn, and Shelton plays it off against a player, and it's a throw in just near the corner flag. What can they conjure up here is driving with the ball back down, still going, puts it into the middle. There's and it's going to fall now to Sutton. Shot in the back of the net. What a strike that was from Will Sutton. He just got over the top of it, and it just thundered into the back of the net.
Yeah, as I say, you switch off. Man on the edge of the box with too much time. And it's a great finish. It's really well controlled. Would have been easy for him just to lash at that and put it wider over, but he's controlled it well, got his head over it. Technique was perfect. It's a good finish. Left Marshall with no chance, and Gateshead have got all the work to do again.
It certainly has. Well, it's a level game here. 54 minutes gone. We've got a game on our hands. What can Gateshead come up with the questions to the what answers can come up with the questions that are posed now? As the ball goes up towards Dinanga. Hogan heads it clear. Ollie picks it up in midfield though, plays the ball through the centre. Dinanga lays it off to Campbell. Campbell now gets it to Ward, who's found himself on the right-hand side. Tinkler, he's got Ward in space. Can get a quick one back as Campbell tries to play it through and hits off the legs of an Oldham player. Hasn't been cleared just yet though. Now it's been cleared by Oldham up towards Reed. Reed and Nuttall trying to get the ball, bounces through. Pye can calmly play that back to Marshall. Marshall gives it back to Pye. Pye with a nice little jink there to get past his man and carry the ball forward. Now Conter, if he looks up, Campbell's out there on the left-hand side. Campbell driving with the ball. Cuts back on himself, gives it back to Kent Richardson. Whelan's in space. Ward with a nice little touch there, but the ball comes back to a Gateshead shirt. Tinkler gets it to Whelan. Whelan now gives it to Tinkler. Out to Ward on the right-hand side. Carries the ball forward inside. Dinanga tries to play it back to him. Couldn't get the ball back. And now Oldham can try and break as good defender from Story there. Blocked the movement. And Ollie now on the right-hand side just plays it inside to Tinkler, sorry. And Tinkler just couldn't control it. And now Oldham just have a bit of pep in the step since getting that ball back. The goal back, sorry. And there you go. It's going through, and now they can try and drive forward through Chapman on the right-hand side, crosses the halfway line. There's movement. There's players here on the left-hand side, and Reed on the far side now can try and get the ball forward for Sutton to get onto, but Gateshead clear the ball out.
It's amazing what a goal does for a team, isn't it?
It is. They're playing with confidence now, Oldham.
Gateshead have just switched off a little bit here. They've had a bit of a sloppy spell. Passing's just not coming off the way it was in the first half, and someone needs to get them going here and get a hold of them.
Well, throw in on the far side. Cross comes into the box towards Nuttall. Nuttall gets the contact, but couldn't get full contact, and Marshall had all the time in the world just to save that one.
Could have thrown his cap on it.
He certainly could.
If he was wearing that.
Rolls it out to Story. Story out to Tinkler. Down the line.
Same again.
That was a poor ball. Gateshead need to switch on here. The makers of their own downfall.
Good play from
Conter disrupting play, but it's still Hogan. Now you can try and pass it around and saying now they're moving the ball with confidence. Oldham at the moment. They look a different side to what they were in the first half. Hogan plays it into the middle there. Now they're driving forward with purpose. Offside flag, I thought might have come up there for Nuttall, but stayed down, cleared by Gateshead up the line, but only falls to a green shirt as Shelton turns, plays it. He keeps a hold of it himself. Thought he's going to play it back down the line to Hogan there, but you see what a difference a goal can make. Cuts inside, too easy. Can he get a cross in? Comes off a Gateshead player now. Gateshead can clear the ball. And Campbell, wasn't a great ball to him, and now the pressure just keeps coming back in waves. But Marshall gets to pluck it out the air.
Starting to get to the point where you're looking at the bench, getting towards the hour, and from both sides really, and just seeing what options could come on. Gateshead, a little light, maybe Will Harris coming on.
Well, Ollie wins the header. Ward picks up the loose ball. Can he pick out a teammate who gets it through to Conter? Campbell's in space on the left-hand side. Gets it to him. What can he do on the left-hand side of the box? Cuts in, goes for a shot. Oh, he tried to lay it off. But it comes back out to Richardson. Conter, can he get something here on the left-hand side? He's jinking and turning. Was he fouled? Referee says play on. Now there's a shot from the edge of the box. Oh, straight into the goalkeeper's hands at his knees. And Whelan needed to place it a little bit better, but good strike.
Yeah, good play again from Conter left-hand side. That was better from Gateshead. The intensity was back there. We haven't quite seen that since half-time. We do have a game on our hands now.
Norman clears the ball up. Whelan wins the header. It's nodded on by Richardson. Midfield seems to come alive now as Shelton runs forward with the ball, tries to pick out an Oldham man. The ball's going to be cleared. The attempted pass as Campbell puts it through the legs of an Oldham player. Conter now plays it across. Good, strong tackle there. He thought he had lost the ball. And Tinkler just back heels it to Whelan. Whelan looking up to get the ball moving. Just took his time and passed it back to Lewis Story. 60 minutes gone. It's 1-1 here. Gateshead just happy to slow it down somewhat. Now the ball goes over the top, and that's a great ball for Daninga, but the ball just bounces away. Norman had to come out his box to clear that. And the ball's going to fall to Tinkler, who nods it forward. Unfortunately, only as far as Liam Hogan, and he puts it out to the right-hand side. Nobody there. That was a blind pass, and it's a throw into Gateshead. It's a lovely pass through by
Tanangi. He's just got he's a little bit shorter there. He's in, same as the one first half. You know, the Oldham defence will caught swear. He's in on goal. It just need to be a little bit sharper and maybe react a little bit quicker.
Contact. He's the ball back to Richardson up the top towards Dinanga, beaten in the air. The ball's going to go out for another throw, this time inside the Oldham half.
The one thing I would say, when Gateshead do play the ball forward quicker, they do need to get around Dinanga because he is at times isolated with two men with no one around him for support.
Well, they do have Will Harris on the bench. Could offer a few different things as the ball got through the Story after a deflected pass. And the ball goes out on the far side as Mike Williamson talks to his assistant manager on the touchline there. As does Unsworth with his. Well, ball headed into Campbell, back to Conter. Conter gets it to Ward. Oh, was he fouled off the ball there? Referee says no. Tells him to get up. It's been cleared by Oldham. And Reed can nod it down, but couldn't head it to a teammate. Whelan manages snapped at that pass there and didn't get it through. And now he's onside. He's going to go through. What can Marshall do? Marshall goes past. He's put it into the side netting. He really should have done better, Alex Reed. But, well, the ball was great. The run was better, but the defence should have really handled that a little bit better in the build-up.
Well, it's all come from a foul in the midfield that hasn't been given.
Yeah.
But once Reed gets in that position, once he goes around the keeper, what I would say, he's lost his balance. Yeah. He's played the ball too far around Marshall. He's lost his balance, and from then he's fighting a losing battle. It looks as if Mike Williamson might be coming on. He's
stripping down to warm up, isn't he? It looks like it. As the ball comes up. And going to go through Campbell, a lovely flick to Dinanga. Yarny's there with him. He holds it up well. Dinanga gets it out to Campbell, gets a ball into the box, wins a corner.
Oh, it's not.
Oh, it went out for a throw. It went out for a throw. Looked like it was going to bounce past the other side of the corner flag, but nice link-up play between Denanga and Campbell as Tinkler gets it back to Campbell. Campbell now goes out for another throw. 63 minutes gone, 1-1. And we've got an exciting game on our hands, 1-1. Oh. Well, Greg Ollie tries the ball on his shirt. What can he do with this delivery? In it comes towards the near post, headed back up. It's up in the air. It's going to be headed clear though. And Gateshead don't get to the second ball. It goes towards Reed. Reed nods it down, but Pye's there. And it's a poor ball back by Pye. Initially, it looked like it wasn't going to get there. Just seemed to slow down somewhat after his pass. And Denanga, well, Judge looked if he had been fouled. As the games went a little bit scrappy at the moment. Hogan nods the ball down, picks out Rooney. Rooney lays it off. Did the ball go out there? It did. It's a Gateshead throw. As Kitchen tried to keep it in. Whelan under pressure. Was he fouled? No. Referees.
I mean, that's an awful throw.
Yeah, it was an awful throw, but there's been a lot of shoves from both sides in the back, which shows class as fouls.
Tinkler's thrown it basically his face.
Yeah.
You know, he's under pressure straight away. It gets it again. Just gone a little bit ragged, haven't they?
Yeah. Oh, and Ollie nearly lost his footing as Kitchen brings it forward, tries to get past Robbie Tinkler. Plays it off to Ollie. Ollie plays it inside to Whelan, and Whelan now looking to get the ball moving out to the far side, which he does. Richardson plays it back inside to Whelan. Nice turn.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
Campbell now can get to drive at the Oldham defence. Plays inside to Denanga. Denanga flicked it. He must have thought he had a shout there. But, if he had had someone on his shoulder, another striker up there with him, it might have been a dangerous flick.
He must have got a shout from somewhere, though.
Well,
Campbell again.
Campbell's not going to win that aerial battle as Tinkler. Was he fouled? There we are. One of the shoves has been given by the referee. Well, get this free kick taken and we'll see what Gateshead can do from it. Story tries to pick out Denanga. The ball didn't reach him. Rooney.
Good boy,
he's dispossessed easily by Ollie. And Ollie, Tinkler can get it to Campbell. Campbell back inside to Tinkler. Tinkler puts it across to Kenton Richardson. Then turn to Ward. Gateshead just happy to pass the ball about. Stay in possession. Try and carve open an opportunity.
They haven't really done that enough second half.
No, it's we expected Oldham to come out in the second half. They've done what they wanted to do, but Gateshead haven't got back into the groove they had in the first half, have they?
That's better.
Now Ward driving, cuts inside. This is better from Ward. Goes for a shot and deflected out to Conter. Back with Ward. Ward gets past his man. Can he get across in? He can. And there's Denanga. Oh, he puts it over the bar. It seemed to just give it him at the last minute. He was between two men. And really, he should be hitting the target from there.
I think he's anticipating Yanni clearing it, because for all the world, it looked as if Yanni was going to get something on that. And then he's just had to kind of react last minute. Couldn't get over the top of it. He's put it over the bar.
Good work, though, from Ward on the left-hand side. 66 minutes gone into the 67th minute now. Ball bounces through. And Tinkler just no nonsense nods it back to Marshall, who can pick the ball up. Rolls it out to Pye. Pye picks out Ward, who drops deep. Nice, gets past his man. Can he? Oh, just ran away from him there. But it was good anticipation from Sharon. As on the far side, Gateshead win the ball back. Conter. Whelan. Story puts it across the Pye.
Hurry it.
Has space to go into. One thing is very noticeable: the defense isn't, the midfield isn't sitting as deep on the defense in the second half. In the Oldham side.
Yeah, Marshall's distribution is just not quite on radar tonight, is it? He's had options to really swing that ball out wide, downward 3 or 4 times. It's just been too much on it.
We are going to see a change from the Oldham Athletic side. I think it's going to be Fond Up coming on. It's a ball played forward, and that goes out for a throw to Oldham inside their own half on the far side.
Yeah, Mike Fond Up from a Hartlepool striker. Always baffled by short sleeves and gloves.
Yeah, there's a lot of forearm to get cooled there, Mark. As Gateshead try and build something. Gateshead get the.
I thought he'd given it against
Gateshead. As well. Free kick to Gateshead. It looked like it was going to go the other way, but they've got a free kick about 4 yards inside the Oldham half, left hand side of the pitch.
It's Alex Reid coming off. By the look of it.
Yeah. Wow. He had a golden opportunity there towards the Gateshead goal not 5 minutes ago. In comes this delivery. Gateshead trying to make the use of a set piece here as Story nods the ball on the shot. Oh, he put it wide. Oh, Dan Ward was it Tinkler? He snatched at it. Oh, I just thought that was going to nestle in the top corner there. And, well, lovely little nod down by Story.
Story's done brilliantly because he's holding off a challenge. Sorry. No, it's Ellis Chapman.
Yeah, Chapman there. He had originally put 25, but he's changed it to 36. So.
Yeah, Story's done brilliantly to hold off the challenge, and it's a really good cushioned header. Tinkler, it's a great effort, you know, because it's an awkward height for him, but should be at least at the target, I think.
Yeah. Well, Ellis Chapman has left the pitch and Fond Up has come on. Looks like he's going out to the right-hand side. And we'll see what he can bring to the Oldham attack. As the ball goes up, Fond Up tries to win it. And cleared by Gateshead as Deninga battling with Hogan. Sharon wins the header, but Ollie picks it up. Oh. Nearly some beautiful skill on the sideline there, but out it goes. 70 minutes gone. It is 1-1, and we are going to be in for I think the thunderous last 20 minutes here. I think both sides really need the 3 points.
Good word, thunderous. Yeah, I mean, starting off, it was game 2 halves, hasn't it? Really, Gateshead better side first half. I don't think there's any doubt Oldham being the better side second half.
They've been picking up a lot more second balls in the second half. It's shows in the scoreline as Story clears the ball up towards Sinanga. Yarni's going to win that all day. Nods it down to Sutton. Plays the ball up the line. Nobody there though. Just Pye, but he's got Reid just breathing down his neck there. Pye clears the ball up to Denanga. Wins the header. Chests it down very well. Conta tried to get it out toward. And they're just a little bit too close to each other there. Conta and Denanga. Fond Up trying to win it in midfield, but Gateshead come away with the ball. Richardson puts it over the top. The runner isn't there. Just Denanga just seems to have went a little bit quiet. Dare I say tired?
Yeah, I don't know. I think the quality of play from Gateshead in second half hasn't been what we kind of expect, and we've gone a little bit too direct at times when they've tried that ball over the top, which has worked at times. Yeah. There's no doubt about it. But I just think they need to use Campbell and Ward a little bit more.
Well, crossfield ball from lovely stuff brought down by Kent Richardson to Conta. Conta knew there was a man behind them, turned the right way. Conta with the ball at his feet, gives it back to Richardson. Left hand side of the pitch, he cuts in, driving with the ball. Plays it. Tried to pick out Ward. I thought the crossfield ball to Campbell was the one on, but Ollie trying to close it down. Rooney on the ball, gets past Ward. Tinkler chasing down on the far side there. Campbell's dropped back into the right back position to cover the move from Tinkler, as now Campbell has to chase down on this side. Tinkler's back in position. They're dedicating players forward now. Oldham, there's 4 players up there in the forward line. Ball over the top. Miles offside. Fond Up. He didn't get to the ball. The flag didn't go up, but You panicked there as a Gateshead fan with it.
Well, I was expecting the flag. I think maybe if he made contact with the ball, it might well have went up. But there we go.
There we go.
Again.
Ball trying to get it to Ward. Ward gets a slight touch on it and it goes out on the far side. Sutton will take this throw. Just need something to spark Gateshead back into life. Oh, as Whelan creatively got it to Story, but it comes back towards the Gateshead defence. Pye does very well to turn his man being fouled.
He fouled him 4 times.
Yeah.
I think, fair play to Oldham. I think whatever's been said at half time has done the trick. There's more urgency. There's been more quality from them. And I think that the change has been a positive one for them in terms of the, bringing Fond up on.
Yeah, they're certainly committing more men forward and the movement a bit more speedy and urgent than what it was in the earlier stages of the game. And now Yarney plays it out to the Sutton. Back inside to Shelton. Gateshead just biding the time, trying to close the angles down. Foul given just on the halfway line there. Conter to have just caught him. About 18 minutes remain here. Or 17, should I say. And this is an opportunity for them to get up the ball in the box, and as a player, ghosted over here on the far side kitchen, left wing, all by himself. Driving with the ball as Shelton. Ball comes in. Contact manages to get it to Whelan. Whelan looks to keep the ball moving. I know he didn't pass it that far forward, but he didn't have any options either, so he kept it. It was the right decision. Ball forward, and there's nobody there. Headed forward though by Hogan. Picks out Shelton. Shelton puts it across to the far side, but Richardson's there, clears it, and down Ward. He's trying to tussle and get past, but Yarney will get to it in front of him, and Sutton can drive with the ball again.
He's starting to look tired down Ward now.
Yeah.
Will Harris on. Not left.
Be one of the options you could go for as Ollie gets the ball. Now we need options here to aim for. Dinanga holds it up, just taken away from him, but Conter, was he fouled there? He was. Free kick, bang centre in the pitch, just next to the centre circle. And this can give Gateshead just a little bit of time to breathe and get the ball up there. It does look like we're going to see a change. I think it might be Harris that is getting stripped on the bench as we speak, but I think this free kick will happen before that substitution can take place.
Give him the...
Well, if you did hear something inaudible from the back of the stand, it was inaudible to us somewhere from here.
I know what was said, but we're not repeating it.
In comes the delivery towards the far side. Story couldn't get to the header. It's been cleared. Comes back to Whelan, who just had to poke it over the far side to stop Oldham getting in possession. Did well though, and now the ball back. Look at that. There's Dinanga on the ball. Oh, sorry, it's not Dinanga. Now it's with Ward. Can Ward get a finish? Oh, it's deflected away. Brave defending, throw a body in front of it, and now Gateshead can try and build again as Tinkler goes for a long shot himself, deflected. It's a corner, and well, I think Yarney slipped there, didn't he?
That's really hopeful playing for a handball, giving a hit off his back as well.
Yeah,
better. That's better from Gateshead because they're being patient. And, they're getting that space out wide at the first half. I don't know if Oldham are starting to tire a little bit. But
Harris is stripped and ready to come on here. The referee hasn't seen it. Looks like we're going to get this set piece taken first. I think we're going to see a faster delivery come in here. There it is. It's coming in. Yarney heads it clear. Conter is the man to run out and get it back in for Gateshead. And now Pye. He looks up. He's got Ollie on the far side. He's ran. Can he get the ball to him? Defender gets in front of it. And now Nuttall Oh, well, Gateshead are going to win this. Campbell gets it and play. Oh, it stayed in. Good stuff from Nuttall. Gets it forward to Fondop. Fondop holds it up. Plays it back in towards
Tackle.
Rooney, and the tackle is dispossessed, but it's still not over yet as Kitchen now has the ball. Left-hand side, stumbles with the ball. And
no foul.
well, that was Six Nation-esque there from Story, and Gateshead on the break in numbers as the ball goes through. Ward, can he get there? Can he finish it? He cuts inside. Was it a foul? Denanga! Oh, it's fell everywhere but the back of the net. The shot just couldn't get the power or the placement. And now, can Gateshead get another opportunity? There's Ollie. Ollie has the ball, going to play it out to the left-hand side. That's good stuff. Kent Richardson puts it in. It's going to go out. That needed to be scooped up, not just drilled in.
Louis Story did brilliant there, by the way. And he should have been played in. He should have been played in.
Well, Harris stands waiting patiently to enter the fray here.
He stood there for about 10 minutes.
He'll be dying to get some of that service, so the ball's going into the box.
Downward.
Yeah, I think Dan Ward's absolutely ran his heart out today. Not an out-and-out striker. He's played a more forward role. We know he can play that. A lot of midfield this year, but no complaints can be given about his performance tonight.
The one thing you'll always get from Dan Ward, he might not have the greatest game, but the one thing you always get is 100% commitment. And that's the least people ask. I just think he's played his part tonight. Just hasn't quite come off in the final third.
And there is movement on the Oldham bench. There is going to be more substitutions here as we wait for this throw to come in. In it comes. Can Gator get the nod on? It's up in the air. Back into the middle. Whelan bravely throws himself into it now. Can get a shot off. Still not finished yet. Yes! It's in the back of the net! Tenanga, all he had to do was poke it home, but the drive, the push and play from Gateshead stopped Oldham from clearing the ball. It wasn't pretty, but it all counts.
He'll take it. He'll take it. To sort of goal, you need a striker to score. It's a good, Gateshead, yes, it's fallen their way, but they've been persistent there. I think it was Louis Story who toe caught with a cross goal. I could be wrong. Apologise if I am.
Yeah.
But it's, well played to the lad. He's off the mark now. Or off the mark.
As you say, I mean, it wasn't a pretty goal. Oldham will be very, very frustrated to concede in that manner. But, they kept driving. They didn't let the heads drop. It hasn't been the best second half. But, this is what Gateshead are trying to do. They did it last year many a time. I know it was a different situation being near the top of the league. But if you don't let your head drop, you're still in the game.
The thing is, Dave, when you're in the situation Gateshead are in, big moments have to go your way. That is one of them. It was fortunate the way it felt them on the edge of the box. I think Mike Williamson coming on. Is it Green coming on for Oldham?
I think it might be, yes, it's Green is coming on. Devon Green coming on for Alex Reid.
Looks like a slight switch in formation.
I think we're going to see.
Interesting to see who Mike Williamson comes on for here.
Looks like he's going across to the right-hand side.
Substitution for Oldham Athletic FC. Leading the pitch, number 25, Alex Reid. Being replaced by number 15,
we're back underway into the 81st minute. Denanga closing down Hogan. Ball over the top. Gateshead defence is there to see that bounce down. And Marshall. He likes to get the heart rate up here, a Gateshead fan. Wow.
That's a break.
Now Ollie on the ball. He's got the run through of Harris. Can Harris get there? Oh, good stuff from Yarney. He's cleared it away down the line, but only as far as Conta. Conta to Ollie. Ollie skips past a man, runs into another, and Nuttall having a good tussle again with Story, and that's a foul from Rooney on Tinkler.
Just informing that the 50-50 prize has been claimed. 50-50 has been claimed.
Well, appeals there as scores around the league. Keep Gateshead in the relegation zone at the moment. As Dorking are winning 3-2 at home to Torquay. Everybody's battling in and around us. It's going to be that type of end of the season.
Well, there's a lot of talk about the top end, isn't there? But the bottom end of the league's been fascinating.
Whelan puts a ball across to the far side. Can a Gateshead player get on to win the header? It's
handball.
Surely handball. Referee gives nothing. Contact with a shot. Oh, just about to scream. I thought that was going to nestle in there. He's done it so many times this season. It looked destined to go in, but yeah, appeals for handball there. Referee giving nothing.
Yeah, may have been harsh because I think it's kind of fallen onto his arm as it's been a deflection. But what a strike from Campbell Conter! That can't have been too far away.
And there's an expression: you couldn't get a cigarette paper between it, and you can it at the bottom of the league. So many teams down there, all collecting points, and it's still not over here yet, though, as Rooney laid down to Kitchen. Kitchen, can he get the cross in? He puts it in there and headed behind from Ethan Pye. Hasn't went out, though.
Yeah.
Lovely stuff. Can Campbell clear it? He can. And now Harris is going to chase that down. I think it's going to bounce out of play. It is. It's a throw in to Oldham just inside their own half. But, wow.
I think it's Callum Whelan. Now, I think this might mean quite a switch around here.
I think it will do as well. I think we might... 0-0 coming on for 0-0.
I think what you might see here...
I think you might see Kent Richardson going to midfield.
Either that or Kent Richardson's right back, Pye to left back, and Williamson story in the middle.
Well, we'll see if it is going to be Whelan.
With Tinkler into midfield because he's played there before.
It does look like it is going to be Whelan. He's trotting forward. Yeah, it is. The fourth official's having a mare here with the board. He's got it now. Nope, it's 0-0 for 0-0. But we know it's Callum Whelan who is coming off a lovely debut. You always worry about players coming into the Gateshead side because of the way we play, and I mentioned it on the podcast the other night that, if you don't fit into that mold, you'll get found out in this Gateshead team. But what a fantastic debut so far. But I think it's going to go. I think it's going to be five at the back. Push the wing backs up. Yeah.
So
also we've got Tollett, who's going to be coming on for Rooney.
Yeah, Tollett, experience in the Football League. Once at Portsmouth, I believe.
33, Callum Whelan, been replaced by number 24, Mike Williamson. Substitution for Oldham Athletic.
Well,
Gateshead absolutely have to say this one out now.
They certainly do. They've got 5 minutes to do it, but they're on the break now as the ball lofted for Harris. Harris through on goal. He tries to lay it off to Denanga.
Be greedy.
He had to be greedy there. Trying to be too nice to his teammates. Had to pull the trigger.
Understand why he's done it, but sometimes as a striker, as a forward, you've got to be greedy. He's in on goal. Just finish.
Well, Ollie going to take a throw from the far side.
I think Mike's gone forward here.
Yeah, we've got the two centre-backs still back there. So Mike Williamson up in the mix as the ball's going to fall to Tinkler. Nods it back in. Offside flag stays down. Williamson goes down. Ball cleared. But there's Pye and Richardson just to see this one out. We calmly pass back to Marshall in the Gateshead goal. And he clears it all the way up towards Denanga and Hogan, who we knew there was tussle. Well, Norman headed on by Tollett, and that's going to go out for a goal kick.
It's the first one you got right.
It is. I've done one there. Thank you.
86 minutes.
You only remember the ones that you got right, not the ones you got wrong, Mark. I'm going to put you on the spot for our commentary man of the match. It'll not be the official man of the match, but who would you go with?
Can I have a minute to think?
Have a minute. For me, I would have went with the debutant midfielder, Whelan. I thought he slotted in very well. I thought his movement, his positioning was fantastic. And in the first half, I don't think he gave a pass away. This ball on the far side goes out to play. Oldham throw. We are into the... Getting a vibration on my watch there. Have I got a message? I haven't. 87 minutes gone. You would imagine there'll be about 6 minutes remaining with added on time.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't disagree. I think Whelan's had a good game. I think the one you probably put close to him be Conter.
Yeah.
I think Ethan Pye's had a great game at centre back again.
Campbell as well in the first half. He made things happen as Hogan's trying to make things happen now as Tollett has the overlap, but he's still going himself. He's going to try and take it down to the dead ball line. Tinkler just stands firm and Tollett goes down too easy.
Yeah, really good from Tinkler.
Time to announce your modular Villa Thursday man of the match for Gateshead this evening. Number 33, Callum Whelan.
Well, there you go. The match sponsors have agreed with us. Callum Whelan, I think, rightly deserved. I mean, Conter, Campbell, we've seen some good performances across the park, but for your debut to slot into midfield and keep the momentum going, I think it's been absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, he looks like he's been a Gateshead player for about 10 years, hasn't he? The way he's slotted in there.
Not that he's only had one training session.
Yeah.
So it's, So hopefully he can continue in the form he started, but this game isn't over yet as the ball goes across in midfield. Driving forward with the ball is Green. Green gets it out to the far side. Now Oldham probing, can they get the ball into the box? They can. It's going to fall to a Gateshead player to clear it. Appeals for a handball, I think, there from a few players. Didn't say anything.
A total of 1,118, 1118, of whom 220 were away supporters. Thanks to everyone for their attendance this evening.
Oh, there's a shot off and it's he's hit the crossbar. Wow, something out of nothing. That was an audacious one. It was hit sweetly. But 220 Oldham fans have made the trip up here, and the guesstimation was right earlier on. Big well done to every one of them. Following your club around the country, nothing beats it, and it's got to be respected, and especially at this level.
When did guesstimate become a word?
I don't know, but I quite like it. Guesstimation, because I guessed, and it was an estimation.
But you do that by estimate anyway.
I know. I'm trying to be hip and down with the kids. As Dinanga tries to lay it off to Campbell.
You'll never go up there.
No, I know. Ball goes out to play to throw to Oldham. They're trying to get the ball moving forward. We're into the 90th minute here. As the ball went out a few yards back, and that's what the remonstrating is behind us in the stand. As Kitchen now plays it back to
work rate still there.
Now he's got space. Tollett runs forward. Tollett still going, lays it off though, and now Nuttall goes from a shot from distance. Past the post.
What a strike.
It had Marshall panic because he was at full stretch there, and Conter down on the ground at the moment. Hopefully he's all right. If he had cramp, you wouldn't argue with him because he's put a real shift in today. Wow. Apologies, I haven't been able to read out many of the messages. It's just been absolutely frantic, this game, and I didn't want to take away from what we appreciate everyone that has come in and the tweets. I will reply to them
4 minutes
when we come out. So, 4 minutes. Yeah. So we're into that now. 4 minutes. Can Gateshead hold on, or can Oldham pull something back? As they drive forward through Green. Green, he's got space. Plays it out to the far side. Fondop, can he get this ball into the box? He can. It's going to fall to Nuttall. Nuttall couldn't control it, and Gateshead are on the break now. Campbell drives with the ball. He's got Dinanga in front of Harris on the far side. Goes for the ball across to Harris. It's not going to get there. It is. Yarni just skipped away from his toes, and now Harris can break. Clumsy from the Oldham defence. Still going, Harris. He's doing well. Lays it off. Well. Ollie puts it out to the far side. Good stuff. And Gateshead just slow it down somewhat. Kenton Richardson takes it towards the corner flag. He's holding it up with Sutton and just burning down the seconds on the clock, but he's been dispossessed, and now Oldham can try and break here. As now you can see the run here of Kitchen on the left-hand side, and that's an awful ball out to him. And you can see the frustration in Tollett there. He just looked to the skies after he kicked it. And, well, I'd say there's about 2 minutes remain now. Gateshead, fantastic first half performance. It's happened to have been a workmanlike second half performance. Dinanga tries to hold it up and get the ball. Campbell just bouncing around like a pinball there. Now it's away, bounced out. Nice stuff from Tinkler there.
I think Tinkler's had a really good game tonight, by the way.
He has. And I was wondering if he was carrying a knock earlier in the game. I don't know if he's 100% fit, because I think tactically we know what we normally get from Robbie Tinkler. He hasn't had to exert himself in the normal scheme of things of what we see from him. But at the moment, Ananga being held, ball hoofed clear by Hogan. Story wins the header. Campbell, that's it. Just hoof it away. It's going to go for a goal kick and was surely into the final minute of added on time here at Gateshead International Stadium. It's been an enjoyable game of football. It isn't over yet. Don't go anywhere. Norman with the clearance. As Nuttall wins the header, but it falls to his teammate and tries to play it off the Gateshead player. It does. Quickly taken as Fondop has to control it. Comes off. Oh, fortunate to Kitchen there. Campbell gives away a professional foul there.
More just momentum possibly there.
Well, this is the last throw of the dice for Oldham, you would think. And all the big men are up. Everybody's up. Bar Green here. Sorry, not Green. Sharon and the goalkeeper. It's going to be a fast whipped-in delivery. There's going to be bodies flying everywhere. In it comes. There it is towards the penalty spot. It's been nodded down. And can Tinkler get to that ball and clear it? He can. And it's going to roll all the way up the pitch. Back up towards Sharon. Sharon now gives it to... Oh, Gateshead win the ball back. Now it's 3-on-2. As Campbell driving forwards. Can he get the ball forward? He can. He picks out Harris. Harris is... Oh, just wouldn't sit up for him. But now Oldham can try and break themselves as Kent Richardson has to win that ball. And he does. And out it goes for a goal kick.
It's got to be it now, surely.
Surely Gateshead have done enough here to come away with the 3 points. An outstanding performance. Workman-like you would see in the second half. But enough to get them the 3 points, it looks like, here at Gateshead International Stadium. The ball nodded on. Fondop knocks it out though to Kitchen here on the left-hand side. Dying seconds of the game. Kitchen hits it off Tinkler. It's a corner.
Where's he find this time from?
Well, the goalkeeper Norman's asking if he can come up for this one. Surely this is the last throw of the dice. Unsworth says no. Here comes this delivery. I'm expecting another fast one. In it comes. It's going to be towards the back post. There was Kenton Richardson to not clear. And there is the full-time whistle. Gateshead pick up 3 points. It doesn't look like it's enough to get Gateshead out of the relegation zone because Dorking have won it home to Torquay, it looks like. But it's a vital 3 points that keep Gateshead in the hunt to get out of the relegation zone in the coming weeks because they go away to Maidstone, who are rock bottom of the league at the weekend. And it's got to breathe confidence into this side.
Keeps a good run going, doesn't it? Yes, that defeat on Saturday, but apart from that, it's been a very good run. We should say finished 2-1, Dave, because you haven't updated the...
Oh, yeah, sorry, it's finished 2-1. Sorry, I got too excited. I haven't updated the screen on the score there.
No, you know what? I think Oldham showed signs in the second half of why they have shown signs that they are just alive at this level. They will feel they should have maybe taken the lead with that Reed chance, but he hasn't taken it. He's been punished. It's a scrappy goal, it's a scrappy win, but Gateshead won't care. It's huge. It keeps a bit of momentum going into what's a massive game, another massive game on Saturday. It's felt like a relegation game tonight with two sides, at times struggling for confidence, at times just having to grind it out. But it's a good win for Gateshead.
It certainly is. Well, they finished the evening on 21st place. Camille Conter comes over. He's celebrating with the fans. He loves it. Gateshead still in 21st place on 32 points. Yeovil in 20th place on 32 points as well. And Oldham are Dorking are on 33 points and 19, as are York. And then it's Oldham with that on 35 points. Potentially Gateshead could move as high as 17th on Saturday with a win if results go their way. But I say the Gateshead players, they're very over the moon with that one, especially Camille Conter. But look, they played for each other. They played for the show tonight. Well, we'd like to say a massive thank you to everyone on the National League TV stream for joining us and on the our stream on YouTube. We will reply to everyone on Twitter. Thank you very much, and thank you everyone for being with us here. It's a great win, and we wish Oldham Athletic all the best for the coming season. As I say, I think it's two sides that maybe are in a false position. They both play decent stuff at times, and we'll see what happens. Mark, an absolute pleasure to be with you again. We'll see you, I think, for the Forest Celtic game.
You certainly will.
Yes, right. We'll leave it on that. As we'll see you very soon and next time. Join us on Thursday for the Heat Army podcast.